All right, hello everyone. Welcome back to the reboot era where we're not just surviving layoffs, we're rebuilding careers on our own terms. And let's hope that this microphone does not die because I have recorded this video 2 times already. So third time is the charm. If you like the videos that I'm making, if you could please like this video, subscribe, send it to somebody who you think would like it. The fact that I've recorded this a third time, please go ahead and hit subscribe. It would really help. Today, we're going to be answering a question I know a lot of people have been asking who are in their job search. What's the best way to actually apply to jobs? Should you mass apply? Should you tailor approach? Should you wait for referrals? If a job has 500 applicants or more, why even bother applying? And honestly, the spoiler here is that the answer might surprise you. I will say what I've said in my previous videos over this time of applying to multiple different jobs has definitely changed because I've been doing research, which I'm going to share the research that I pulled that I did to get all this information today that I'm going to be sharing with you. So if you're one of those people who likes to read about it rather than just listen to it, feel free to click the link in the description down below to bring you to the research that I did here. Now, to start off, let's talk about the mass applying myth. You've probably heard about the advice apply to 50 jobs a day in order to find something quickly. And what I will say is, I have friends who got laid off with me and they are applying to 100 jobs a day. Some are getting some interviews, but they're not moving forward, and others are just radio silence. It's crickets. They're not hearing anything. You got to respect that kind of hustle, yes. But let's talk about the numbers. According to a recent report from JobVite and LinkedIn, on average, an online job post receives over 250 applications. Of that, only 4 to 6 of those applicants actually get to the final round interview, and then less than 2% are getting hired and filling that role. So mass applying can work, but it's really quantity over quality. And the downside of that is that you're leaving yourself open to a lot of like psychological disappointment because not every company is going to take the time to send you a note letting you know that you were rejected. Ghosting's real in this economy. But even if they do, it's just an automated message that's saying you weren't selected because you didn't 100% meet the criteria or they went forward with another applicant. So companies out there are using automated applicant tracking systems known as ATS, and they're filtering out about 75% of the resumes before a human is even seeing them. Unless you're customizing each application and using keywords strategically, you might just be applying into this massive black hole that we call the void. So no one's ever going to see your applications. Now, tailoring your approach and making sure your resume is updated for the specific job posting and it's catered to it, your cover letter caters to the job posting, you potentially get a referral, which we'll talk about in a moment. Those things can like really help you stand out. Now, speed versus strategy is another thing. What about applying super early? The job was just posted an hour ago. Obviously, that helps. The job was posted a week ago. They're probably already kicking off the application interviewing process, but speed does matter. However, a study from Talent Work found that applicants who applied within the first 72 hours were over 60% more likely to get an interview. And that's important. But I would say go a little bit further than that. If you can apply to a job within the first 24 hours, it's going to substantially increase your likelihood of at least getting your interview looked at and potentially getting selected for that first round interview. There is a nuance. Speed alone is not going to be enough. Most of the applicants that are successful applied early, they tailored their resume to match keywords, and ideally they had a referral in place. I mentioned referral a moment ago, and we're going to talk about that now because referral is really the golden ticket when you're applying to jobs. Only about 7% of applicants come through referrals, but they do account for over 40% of hires at many of companies. Now, many of companies doesn't just mean the US, this is globally speaking. And the reason for that is that a referral is really a signal. It's telling the recruiter and potentially the hiring manager, hey, someone at our company has met with this person or is vouching for this person. And we already did the first little round screen with them, and we think they're a great fit. So if you're spending hours applying online, make sure that you're carving out time to network too. Again, I said this earlier in the video, applying to jobs isn't just clicking the button. It's actually doing all of the stuff, updating your resume, your cover letter, really reviewing the job post to make sure that you're 100% applicable for it. And then networking is a really big piece. A 15-minute coffee chat can actually be way more valuable than applying to 10 or 15 job posts just at random because you're mass applying. Now, you see a job post, it's posted 24 hours ago, 48 hours ago, but there's 500, maybe 1,000 applicants. Should you apply? Now, I personally get like a mental block. I sit there and go, wow, the chances are so low. I'm not going to. But you have to shift that thinking a little bit. All of those people, 1,000 people, probably weren't 100% qualified. A lot of them were probably 70, 60, maybe even 90% qualified. If you're 100% qualified for a job or more, I think you can really stand out because people out there are just throwing their resumes at random without even reading the job description. And others are pretty much dropping off halfway through. They get the call, but they don't take it, or they get the call and they don't know what they're talking about because they've applied to so many different jobs. But if you feel like you're a good fit, I recommend applying anyways, standing out with a customized resume, potential cover letter, and including any project or achievements that really tie into the role that you're applying to. Ideally, getting a referral would be lovely as well. I did make a video about this, talking about all the different job boards that you can do and utilize. Here's what's performing really well in 2025. LinkedIn is still number one for full-time roles in networking, and that's because it's really the only professional social media that we have out there. Found, which was formerly known as Angel List, is best for startups. If you are interested in startups, just note that work-life balance is not really a thing. Hired is great for tech and dev roles. So if you're a developer or engineer, or you're just interested in tech, it's a great place to check out what jobs are posted or what companies are posting jobs. Flex jobs and remote jobs. If remote first is your whole entire thing, these are probably going to be what you want to use. Flex jobs and remote OK are the names of those sites. Upwork and Fiverr, as well as freelancer.com. These are ideal for freelancing gigs. I actually did a whole nother video where I review a lot of different freelancing and gig economy websites. And then I do another video where I hop into creating an Upwork profile. Lastly, Teal and Otta. These are up and coming for personalized job matches. Now, Otta, I believe, is being or has been rebranded to In the Jungle or In the Wild or something. I'm not sure why, but give them a try. Some of my friends have done it and they've had success. Personally, I have not, but I've never used Teal. Now, consistent across all of these platforms is that you're going to need a strong profile. You're going to want to tailor your applications and ideally have some human connection behind the clicks. You don't want to just mass apply. It's not going to get you very far. One area that isn't usually talked about is every company out there does have their own career website. It might be jobs, it might be careers, but you can actually see the specific job you're applying to posted on their direct website. And applying there today might actually be advantageous because everyone's applying on LinkedIn or all these other job boards. But recruiters and hiring managers are looking at their internal careers website. And if you apply there, you might actually stand out. So that could give you a leg up. Now let's recap what's actually working. The job search formula in 2025 is essentially applying early, tailoring your resume with keywords, building your network for referrals, not fearing high applicant numbers, just making sure you're strategic, and then lastly, picking the right platform for your goals. And most importantly, don't take silence personally. Ghosting says way more about a broken process than it ever will about your talent. There are just too many people applying and they can't get back to everybody. Though I do believe they can do better, so I'm not giving them a break. Again, if this was helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more no fluff career advice from somebody who's honestly living through it with you. And if you're rebuilding after a layoff or just trying to break into something new, you're not alone. Let's reboot together, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.